Hi guys, Freaky Fish Guy here with another video. Obviously this weekend was Southampton Regionals. If you watched my vlog, you already know the result. We scrubbed out. It wasn't so much my deck, I feel it was more the matchups I had. I had two meta matchups the whole 7-round event. One of which I won the Skystrike event because I built the deck to beat meta and to beat things. But instead we played against like dinos twice, played two dino players, both times I lost. Second time because of top deck and kaijus. Not salty at all. Third round we lost against Dark Magician. Yep, never going to live that down. It was Super Poly and Spellcaster Secret Village. For those who are saying, but Pendulums are a Spellcaster deck. You normal summon a Spellcaster, they go Circle, banish it. You get locked at your scales. But I'm not going to lie, all the opponents I played were lovely guys. They're all really nice. It was not our day, basically. So moving on to the deck, it is a very spicy Endymion deck list. Like, in testing, this deck worked beautifully. I'm going to continue to play it to test it out. Hopefully the engines all work together and we have a better day next regions we go to. So onto the deck list, we have obviously 3 Endymion, your big bad boy. Got a counter on him, you can't target him, and the spell trap negate. So this came up loads of times. Sometimes if you need to, if you've got enough spare levels, you can overlist for Absolute and turn it into Vortex. Otherwise, against Striker, this is just a win con because they can't target it and then it's really difficult for them to out. So yeah, really good card. 2 Jackal King, your monster negate. You can grab either of these with Servant, that's a good thing. But yeah, it's just everyone knows what this card does by now. 1 Reflection, we're playing 1 Reflection, not many, because we're not playing a very Endymion-y Endymion list, if that makes sense. We're not playing like the spells, like the field spell and the continuous spell that gains counters. We're not playing counter turbo on cards that stay on the board. So this is just there for going second. You can fetch it with Abductor, you can fetch it out of the deck with Servant if you need to bounce cards, things like that. Otherwise it's just a 2 scale. But yeah, really good card going second. 3 Servant. Glorious card coming in super, thankfully. Put 3 counters on this, summon basically a boss monster. Really good card, scale 2 as well, so it always works in Pendulum scales. Unfortunately, you can't summon it more than once, so that became a problem. The only problem with this is a bottleneck. There's 2 key bottle points in Pendulum, both which were abused on the regional stage. So this, they Ogre or Ash this, and I'm just like, oh, that was my hand gone. Because you put so many resources into putting counters on this. And you rely on this kind of resolving sometimes. So from now on, always expect this to not resolve is the way I'm going to be treating it. Because I was getting it to play BA and I was like, yeah, nothing, keep going, nothing. And then boom, Ogre on this. And I was like, Abyss trying to pass, hope. And it did nothing. So yeah, that was 1 bottle point. The other bottle point being Electromite, which we'll get onto. Next, 3 Abductor. Search any Pendulum with 3 counters on it. Amazing. Also use this as a bank with the Endymion card. So there's your negate, you bounce this. Prime targets for this I had were Chronograph, just to get the engine rolling, things like that. Now this is where the spice comes in. It's going to look weird. I've got so many weird looks on the event for this. Like, Thomas Rose was sat watching my game 1 against Orcuspine second, and he was impressed by this actually. I'll give him hats off to that. He was like, I want to know how this engine works. 3 Samurai Cav. I'm one of the monster I can never say. I could just call this Lancy Boy. The amount of people that ask me on my deck list, isn't this an extra deck monster? This is not Lanphalinkus, this is another thing. So the reliance of these, or the job, if I can spit out my words, these are both dinosaurs. This is a scale 3 level 4, and this is scale 7 level 6. That means they're searchable with Fossil Dig. Fossil Dig is a non-once per turn spell card, so you can use Fossil Dig as an engine to search scales and put counters on Servant and Abductor. It worked extremely well on the day. You open 2 Fossil Dig and Into the Void with this, and you just go, there's 3 counters immediately, and you're searching monsters. Same with Abductor. This actually has a decent effect. It's sort of like Eater Millions, but a bit worse. So if it attacks opponent's monster at the start of damage step, you can destroy your opponent's monster. Obviously, just nothing against Orcust, but against other like Pendulum decks, if you need to like somehow bait and negate, you just swing this in battle phase. So against the Dino players, actually this actually worked really well because you went normal summon this because they've got Conductor on board, enter battle phase. No one ever reads this because they're like, what's the point? You declare attack into Conductor, you pop it, they can't miss because it's battle phase. And then main phase 2, you pen summon, make your plays without being Book of Moon. Very, very good card. Also, it's level 4, which comes up later on, so you can make your rank 4s out of this, and the fact it's a dinosaur means something else. This is just a high scale, so you just Fossil Dig for this if you need a high scale to pen summon and stuff. Its effect is nothing. It's just there as a high scale. Moving forward, I might cut this down to 2, just because I did see like 1 opening hand too many times and you don't really want to open them. Next engine, free chronograph on Time Gazer, Electromite Turbo, really good card as well. Just pop a card, open this, summon more cards. Really good engine, still works as well. 3 Abyss Actor, we're not searching this on like my Metaphors list, so we're playing a 3 of just to make, again, Electromite Turbo. Again, it's a rank 4. Small Pendulum Magician engine, so one of the big 3 I call them, so you're harmonizing, you summon one of these 2 out the deck. I always summon the Purple Poison, so late game, you can, if you open this, or draw into this, you can pop it, bring back the Purple Poison. Because every time I go into these, I'm overlaying them for Abyss Dweller, or just something else, like maybe the Evil Swarm rank 4, which is still pretty good this format. But yeah, it's just there. You're not playing Pendulum Call. And then last engine, 2 Dark Worm, 1 Gate 0, 1 Destrudo. So you send this off Dragon Shrine, you all know how this works. You all know how this works. Just generic plays. We're not playing a Guard Dragon engine. Because I don't like that engine. James knows I don't like that engine. Thank you, James, for showing me actually the power of the Guard Dragon engine, but we're still not going to play that. So if you open this, use Dragon Shrine for this. Otherwise, you send this, make Electromite that way, add this, so it's a plus. This is fun if you pen summon it, make Vortex, and then bring it back to make FA Dawn Dragster. So sometimes opening the Yugioh isn't bad. Spell cards, 3 Mastery, standard. 3 Into the Void, standard. These were Allures, but because we're running the Dino engine, we're not running a lot of Darks. So these got swapped out into the Voids. It's just as good. It's basically an extra Upstart, which is obviously another card we're running. So yeah, 4 Upstart Goblins. 2 Pot of Desires. I don't like to run 3 in any of the decks because I always have the habit of drawing into one off the other. So we're trying to minimise that by running 2. 3 Fossil Dig. So yeah, this is the card we were talking about earlier. It's not once per turn. Add a level 6 or lower dinosaur. So it adds either of your scales. If you open 2, you can still search 2 cards. Really good card. Also, you're going first, you play this. Sorry, you go second, you play this. They either negate this or the Ash this because you think you're playing dinos and they don't want you to get Oviraptor. So you can always try and bait negates that way. If you have your scales up like Abductor or Servant and you go this, the amount of confusing looks I got, like everyone was like, okay. But yeah, good engine, I like it, it works. Finally, 2 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial to send your Dark Worms into Destrudos. 45 card main deck, no traps, no hand traps because we're pendulums. Sometimes it does suck to lose a die roll. That's another thing that happened. We always lost a die roll on the day. But yeah, 45 card pendulums, it works because playing Desires. Extra deck, Electromite, works really well. Enough said. It's not Metaphors, so you can't super poly of this or fusion some of this. So I might get back to Metaphors, I'm not going to lie. 1 Phoenix, pop back row. 1 Draco Masters, generic Link 3 that points down 3 times. Played it from Metaphors, worked over to this. Obviously can't use the effect in this deck. 1 Wincon, 3 negates pretty much. The only problem with this is if this negated spells and traps, it would be banned. It's as simple as that. This is a really dumb card, but it's mind control target. And once they mind control this, they can negate your negates. So that's what happened to me against Orcus player. I had to use my spell and trap negate as an imperm, and then he just mind controlled this. And it was downhill from there. Borosword, going second, Wincon. Rank 4, so we're playing the level 4 dinos, so we can make a Dolka. The funny thing is, this is a better Apollo, because you make these. This is not once per turn, by the way, guys. This is a monster gate that's not once per turn, and it destroys. So you can detach 2, so you can negate 2 a monster effects and destroy it. So you make these 2, and that's 5 negates monster effects alone. So usually you make this, an FA Dog Dragster, and then maybe a Vortex. Too many negates to count. A lot of negates. So yeah, Dolka's really fun to make in this deck. 1 Tornado Dragon, pops spell and traps. 1 Evil Swarm Nightmare, Book of Moon on summon. Abyss Dweller for graveyard deck, say nope. 1 Cowboy for Stall for Time Thrift Style. 1 Naruto, spell and trap negate. This is probably coming out. I never made it at the event, but it's just there in case, 2 Chronograph. 1 Absolute to go into your Vortex, really good. 1 Dragster, and then finally 1 Ignister going second. So this is there for your harmonizing, just to make something to go second and maybe spin something on the board. Funny enough, in the Pendulum mirror match, you can pop their scales as well. So that's a thing to think about. You got to play ulti as well because max rarity. Although saying that, common Forge Barrel, I cry. Side deck. This is the wrong order. It would have been good to organise this first. 3 Denko. You play like striker or back row decks and you make this and you win. Unfortunately, we never saw it when we sided it in. Like against odd Dark Magician, this would have been perfect. Against... Nope, didn't see it. Against Striker, nope, didn't see it. So yeah, it's okay when you normal summon it when you actually see it. 3 Nib, the only hand trap we run, just because we don't want them to make a big board, especially if playing against someone like Orcus or Thunder. This can pretty much turn off their turn. Thunder's probably this deck's worst matchup because we're playing so many search cards. So you want something to just minimise the board they're going to make. Also, to deal with boards, we are actually playing also 2 Sphere mode, because we don't really have to normal summon this deck, we can go without. And if we can wipe their board, then it's worth the not normal summon. So yeah, 2 Sphere mode. I still don't know which is the better option, Nib or Sphere. Sphere mode is, in my opinion, the better option, although Nib makes them sweat. 1 Terraforming, 1 Spellcast, Secret Village. Yes, I know I can't be salty about Secret Village if I'm playing Secret Village, but it's still annoying to see what happens. We're playing the 2 because this, playing the 1, sorry, because this puts a counter on Servant, and as this, so it's a 2 for 1 basically. Didn't see it once, obviously. 2 Cyclone, back row removal. I wish I saw this against the Dark Magician player, so we can like normal summon Spellcaster. He goes Circle to banish. We chain this to get rid of the Secret Village, and then we can play the game. Didn't happen. Didn't see it. And then finally, 3 Evenly Match. Didn't again resolve this once. None of my side deck cards. I saw the whole regionals. None of them. At one point I sided 8 cards in, didn't see anything. So yeah. Again, like the day wasn't with us. It was still a really good event. I'm going to be testing this deck out soon. Please like and subscribe if you want to see more of my videos. We've got more deck profiles coming up. Also, just tell me really what you think of the Fossil Dig engine. I really like it. Maybe people can test around with it a bit more. Maybe find some better targets. But yeah, I think Fossil Dig works really well in this deck. That was my deck profile again, guys, for Endymion Spice Vindaloo level. See you next time.